Hey yo, Shortie!
Hi everyone, welcome to a new segment on this channel. It's called Shortie and it'll be consisting of quick and hopefully concise reviews of several movies I watch over a single week. The movies could range anywhere from older, lesser known films that I'd like to recommend to my viewers to movies that have just come out. I think if you're the type of person that watches film reviews on YouTube, then you probably know which ones I've been inspired by or taking influence from. I hope you enjoyed this part of my channel. So I just got done watching Borat, the subsequent movie film, which is included on Amazon Prime Video. It's been 14 years since the first Borat movie was released and it remains one of the greatest comedy films in recent memory. In preparation for the sequel, I actually decided to watch the original movie again for some context, but also because my wife hadn't seen it, surprisingly enough. The first Borat movie was quite hilarious and it made jokes towards everybody. Granted, some of the jokes did lean into political territory, but back in 2006, political opinions weren't so divided and radical as they are today, but I'll get to that in a second. I might spoil a few jokes here and there, but I'll try my best not to, as I'm only going to use them as an example. So Borat's subsequent movie film sees the return of the very talented character actor Sacha Baron Cohen as Borat Sagdiyev. He's returned to the United States because, in a metaphysical twist, the first movie humiliated Kazakhstan so much that Borat's been in prison since then and later gets threatened to be executed if he doesn't go back and fix it. In this movie, we get a new supporting character. Instead of the film producer character Azamat, we get a new female character, Tutar Sagdiyev, played by unknown Bulgarian actress Maria Bakalova. She plays the role of Borat's daughter, and she was freaking awesome in this movie. At first, I thought the whole duo/tag team idea wouldn't work as well because in the first movie, Azamat wasn't always present in the pranks that Borat's involved in. However, as the movie went along, I started to appreciate her performance increasingly. She was extremely committed to the role, and the pranks that involve her when she's by herself were pulled off very well. You could tell that she put her heart and soul into the performance, and it was pretty impressive the way she would fool all these awful people into getting them to say horrible things. Now, to get into the nitty-gritty of the political commentary in this film, I have to address something. I try really hard to not talk about politics on any channel in order to entertain viewers and to review movies in the least biased way that I could. But since I am a white Middle Eastern male who lives in Florida, you should know where I pretty much stand politically. I found this movie to be exceptionally hilarious because it reveals and calls out a lot of the racist remarks that people on a certain political side make, and it really isn't far-fetched. I've experienced the same type of racism and uneducated perceptions that Borat does, and I can confidently say that yes, there are a lot of people who think this way here, and those people vote. Now, that being said, Borat's subsequent movie film does try to make fun of everyone as much as it could, but it's hard to do that considering that the ones who say the most outlandish, racist, sexist bullshit frequently attend the rallies and conventions that Borat and Tutar attend in this movie. For example, towards the end of the movie, Borat seeks shelter in a house where two old Trump-supporting individuals live. He asks one of them if he could stay the night, and the guy agrees, because the pandemic had just begun when this part of the movie was being filmed, so it felt like a nice show of humanity and a genuine gesture. However, those two dudes then attend questionable political rallies, so it basically tries to veer the audience towards the perception that people on any side of the political spectrum are capable of committing acts of genuine kindness and are not all that bad. However, the movie doesn't really shy away from explicitly showing you how awful and hateful and delusional those people are, and it isn't apologetic in the slightest. The people in these rallies are shown to be extremely willing to repeat what Borat in disguise would be telling them to say, and it reveals a pretty fucking scary and dangerous side of American politics, which is what I thought this movie was trying to achieve. Now, I thought the movie was off to a slow start in its first 45 minutes, but towards the last 30 minutes of the movie, the gags and pranks became more elaborate and impressive, and they got a lot of laughs out of me. There's a scene I'm sure you might have heard of in the news that involved the current president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, and while I won't spoil the prank itself, it was pretty obvious what his intentions were during that scene, and it was absolutely shocking. By the end of it, I gave the film as well as Sacha Baron Cohen and Maria Bakalova a standing ovation for the outstanding level of commitment that went into making that prank happen and revealing a terrible side of the people who hold a lot of power in the United States. So to conclude, this movie was pretty good and got multiple laughs out of me. Some jokes, in my opinion, went a little further into the gross-out humor territory, which is not always my cup of tea, but in general, the movie pulls it off pretty well and only a handful of those are sprinkled throughout. The furthest the original film went was that infamous nude fight scene between Borat and Azamat, and this movie has some humor that's a little bit on that level, but it was just as funny as the original, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. And I'm giving this movie 4 basil leaves out of 5. It would have been 3 leaves and a half instead of 4, but Maria Bakalova's performance won me over immensely. Oh yeah, and this is the rating system I'm going by. I'm more of a fan of rating scales that are shorter in scale. If I'm reviewing episodes of a show, I leave the basil ratings till the end of the show's season, and then I rate it as a whole because I think that's fair. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my first Shortie review, and stay on the lookout for my review of The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 2 and 3 throughout this week. Please subscribe to my main channel for the latest critiques and video essays, but those take a longer time because I edit them between the reviews I make for this channel. Bye bye, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching.